Have you ever just wished you had a roadmap for the year ahead? A little bit of inside info to help you navigate all the twists and turns? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, the idea of a personalized astrology guide for 2026. We're going to break down how these guides claim to offer a literal blueprint for your life. Right? It's such a universal feeling. That little voice in your head asking, am I doing this right? Am I on the right path? We're all looking for some kind of sign, some confirmation that we're making the right calls in a world that feels pretty uncertain. And for a lot of people, those instructions, they look a lot like this. A super detailed, personalized astrological guide that maps out the entire year. It's not just a horoscope. It's sold as a genuine blueprint for your life. Now, here's the really interesting part. The big promise isn't that your fate is all written in stone. It's actually the opposite. It's all about empowerment. The whole idea is that with this cosmic intel, you're the one who gets to take back the steering wheel. Okay, so let's really get into it. What is a blueprint for your life anyway? We're going to unpack what's actually promised inside one of these guides because understanding that helps explain their massive appeal. So the big picture promise is this personal cosmic game plan. It claims it can give you daily guidance on the universe's vibe, so you know the perfect time to make a big move and when it's better to just chill. The ultimate goal, to help you feel like you're in sync with your life's purpose and to stop that feeling of having to face all the tough decisions completely on your own. So how in the world does this blueprint supposedly work? Well, the first part is all about mapping the big stuff happening out there in the cosmos. Think of it like a cosmic weather report for 2026, so you know when to expect sunshine and when you might need an umbrella. And I mean, they get specific. The guide promises to flag these super rare planetary movements that are like once-in-a-generation events. It helps you navigate those notorious retrogrades, and it even points out energetic portals, which are basically moments when everything is amplified. Plus, you get a full lunar calendar to track how the moon cycles might be affecting your mood and your choices. The idea is that knowing these dates gives you a real strategic edge. But it's not just about what's happening up in the sky. The other half of the puzzle, and this is crucial, is all about looking inward. This is the part of the guide that promises to decode who you are at your absolute core. And the foundation for all of this is your birth chart. It's presented as the master key to understanding everything: your soul's purpose, your hidden talents, and even those karmic blockages, those repeating patterns or life lessons that might be holding you back. Then, from that big, complex chart, the guide boils everything down into what it calls your astrological DNA for the year. It gives you these 6 personalized codes, like power to define your core strength, or karma for your big lessons. They're basically meant to be your personal mantras for 2026. And get this, you're not meant to walk this path all by yourself. The guide introduces you to 3 personal astrological guides who are supposedly with you all year. Each one has a job, one to protect you, one to sharpen your intuition, and one to help you see the truth. It's basically like having a built-in spiritual support team. Okay, so we've got the cosmic map and we've got our inner profile. Now we get to the part I think everyone is really curious about, the predictions. How does a guide like this handle the good, the bad, and the ugly of an entire year? It takes this really interesting two-sided approach. On one hand, you get a vigilance map. This is basically a heads up on tricky periods, emotional landmines to watch out for, and even specific decisions you might want to avoid. But then, on the other side, you get your windows of luck, highlighting the absolute best days for your career, for love, for money, the moments when the universe is supposedly giving you a green light. And just to make it even more concrete, the guide promises to actually calculate a personalized luck score for you for the whole of 2026. This number is based on your dominant planets and gives you a single metric to kind of gauge your potential for good fortune all year long. And it gets even more dialed in than that. The guide claims it will identify your 3 luckiest months of the entire year. It's basically telling you, hey, this is when you should go for it. This is the time to make those huge life changes. But as we all know, life isn't just a series of lucky breaks, and the guide builds that in. It actually creates a kind of narrative climax for your year, a single defining moment that it calls the Great Annual Challenge. Exactly. It's framed just like a hero's journey. Your personal story for 2026 isn't just a series of random events. It needs that central conflict, that one big test that's designed to push you to grow. So what is this great challenge? It's described as the single, unexpected event that will create a major shift in your life.
But here's the kicker. The guide claims it can give you the exact date it will happen and a complete step-by-step action plan to navigate it and turn it into a huge win.
Because the challenge isn't there just to be a roadblock. It's framed as a necessary catalyst for change. Its whole purpose is to teach you key lessons, to help you break old bad habits, and ultimately to help you strengthen your confidence and trust your gut. It's presented as this essential step in your personal evolution. So when you put all of these pieces together, the cosmic forecast, the deep dive into who you are, the lucky days, the big challenge, you have to ask yourself, what is the real appeal of having what feels like a pre-written story for your year? Ultimately, I think the whole thing comes down to this one idea: alignment. It's not about trying to control fate. It's about the belief that if you know what's coming, you can meet it with the right energy and turn every single event, whether it seems good or bad, into a real opportunity for growth. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. Does having a detailed map of the road ahead actually make you feel more free because it removes all that uncertainty? Or does true freedom really come from the magic and the pure possibility of a path that's completely unknown?